Hey y'all, welcome back to my fragrance collection. This is part 3. This is going to be a long one. I'm doing brands that start with the letter J through M, and I have a ton of M's, so I'm going to try to be quick about each fragrance, a little bit quicker than my previous 2 parts. So yeah, make sure you read the description box in case I have reviews on any of the fragrances if you're interested. So first up, we're going to start with Jean Paul Gaultier. And I only have one from the brand. This is Classique Essence. And this one is a orange blossom scent, but it has a spicy ginger note to it as well. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's kind of zingy and zesty, but also sweet. And it's just blended very well. So yeah, that's Classique Essence. The next brand is Jessica Simpson, and I have one, and it's Jessica Simpson Fancy. I'm missing my top, and this is actually a very small bottle, but I have gone through so many bottles of this. This is a pretty like caramel praline type scent that has some florals in it, but it's mainly just sweet and just very pleasing. I get tons of compliments every time I wear this, and I think it's done very, very well. Although it's sweet, it's not heavy and overpowering. So the next house is Jo Malone, and I have quite a few from this brand. I do have a full video on my Jo Malone collection that I will link for you guys. My collection has slightly changed some, but you can check out that video for more information on my Jo Malones. But the first one that I have is my favorite one, and this is Jo Malone Blue Agave and Cacao. This is the first one that I got, and this is like a pretty fresh, slightly sweet, slightly floral, slightly woodsy scent. Kind of hard to describe, but it's really nice. The next one I have is Jo Malone Ginger Biscuit. This one smells like Thanksgiving to me. It definitely just smells like gingerbread cookies. Next one is Mimosa and Cardamom. I used to wear this a ton. You can see I'm almost done, but I don't know. Lately I have not been wearing it, but I do really like it. It's a floral scent with some spice from the cardamom, and it's just kind of comforting in my opinion. I used to wear this a lot like during the day when I didn't know what to wear. Next up is Myrrh and Tonka, and this is from the Cologne Intense line. And it smells like myrrh and tonka. I don't know how else to explain it. I believe there's some lavender in there as well. But it's kind of like deep and dark, but not too dark. I find with a lot of the Jo Malones, they don't get too deep, dark, and woody. They all kind of are moderate in that aspect. So this is one of the darker scents though, and it is beautiful, but I do not wear it enough. Next up is Orange Blossom. Mine is in a limited edition bottle, but this is a signature scent for them. They have it year round, and I love this one. It smells like orange blossom. If you don't know what orange blossom smells like, think of orange juice with a little bit of floral greenness to it. But this is done very well, and I love it. Next up is the newest one to my collection, and this is Vetiver and Golden Vanilla. And this one is mainly vetiver, but the vanilla kind of rounds it out, makes it really smooth. This is a very interesting fragrance in my opinion, and I've been loving it so far. So the next brand is Juicy Couture. I only have one fragrance, and this is Viva La Juicy. This is a light praline, cotton candy type scent. Again, very like sparkling and easygoing, and just a fun scent that reminds me of my younger days. Next up is Juliette Has A Gun. I have 3 scents from that house, and the first one is Moscow Mule, and this one kind of smells like a Moscow Mule. It's lime and other citrus notes, and smells like there is some salt, maybe a little bit of sour and a little bit of sweet with it. Sour, when I say sour, I don't mean in a bad way. I just mean like there's definitely some zing there to it, or some zestiness to it. And then of course you have, I believe it's ISOE Super in it that kind of gives it a bit synthetic smell, but in a way that makes it smell better. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, this is a good one. Next is Sunny Side Up. I do have a review on this on my blog that I will link, but this is a creamy sandalwood scent. It also has ISOE Super in it, like most of the Juliette Has A Gun fragrances. and that just helps it, I feel like that helps it last a good amount of time. It also makes this fragrance really nice to layer with other fragrances that are similar, because it really helps to boost up those other fragrances. And then I also have Vanilla Vibes, which is a nice salty vanilla that's perfect for the summer. I actually have been wearing this recently and it's working for me even though it's not summertime, but it's kind of like a nice like skin scent smelling vanilla. So yeah, smells like a beach day. The next brand I have is Kayali, and I only have one bottle of theirs, and this is Vanilla 28, and this is this nice brown sugar vanilla. It is very cozy and comforting and kind of a lighter vanilla, but it's done very well. It smells expensive. Next up is Killian. I have probably, I think, 7 bottles here, but I also have a bunch of travel sprays. I didn't include any travel sprays in these fragrance videos, collection videos, so I didn't include any for my Killian either, but I do have some travel sprays as well. But this first one is Angel Share. I do have a video on this, but this is cognac and cinnamon and apple. Kind of smells like you're baking apple pie and drinking cognac and sitting by the fireplace. I love it. Well, I shouldn't say sitting by the fireplace. It doesn't smell smoky at all, but sitting by like my fake fireplace, you know. The feeling of a fireplace. Next up is the booziest scent that I have, and this is Killian Apple Brandy. And I know this is too much for a lot of people, but it's just right for me. It is super boozy. It definitely smells like a bottle of liquor, like apple brandy, or apple cognac. I love the way it smells, but I wouldn't wear something like this to work because I kind of feel like it smells too literal as far as the alcohol goes. Next up is Back to Black, and this one is a tobacco and honey fragrance that is absolutely stunning. Perfect for nights out if you want to stand out. I know tobacco and honey has been done over and over at this point, but I feel like this one is different and I love it. I don't have anything else that smells similar in my collection. The next one is I Don't Need a Prince by My Side to Be a Princess. And this is a marshmallow scent that has some green tea notes in it, I believe. So it kind of gives it a bit of an airier quality. And it gives it a different little edge. But I like to wear this actually at night. I see a lot of people say they like this for the day. I think it's heavy enough to wear at night because there is something like deep in there. But I can also wear it during the day as well. Next up is Love by Killian, also known as Love Don't Be Shy. This is the marshmallow orange scent that everybody is all over at the moment. Not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I do absolutely love it. It's very sweet. It's very intoxicating. And I don't know, it just makes me feel so yummy. Next up is Roses on Ice. I have a video on this as well, but this is gin and cucumber, another boozy scent, but it's booze done in a way that I'm not used to, and I think it's actually quite nice and quite refreshing. I do wish the cucumber hung around a little bit longer on this, but if you don't like cucumber and you're put off by the first smell of this, maybe actually try wearing it because the cucumber does kind of wear down and then the notes kind of become more blended. So this is a really pretty scent though, Roses on Ice. The next brand I have is Lalique, and I only have one fragrance from the brand, and this is called Les Parfums. And haven't worn this in a while. I remember buying this because I thought it was, or I heard that it could be similar to Fève Délicieuse, but it's not. It does have tonka in it, but there's something just very different about this that I actually really like. I don't have the notes handy right now, but I actually really like this, and I think it's pretty unique, but I know it would not be for everybody. Compared to Fève, this is definitely spicier, not as sweet, and not as cozy feeling as Fève. But the tonka bean is similar. Next up is the brand Taffa. I have 2 from that brand. First one is this one, which is Oud for Glory. And I believe this is meant to be, well, Taffa doesn't say that they do dupes, but this is obviously inspired by Oud for Greatness by Initio. I've heard they smell similar, and obviously the bottles look pretty similar. This is kind of new to my collection, so I don't have much to say about it. Honestly, I haven't worn it very much, but it is nice. It kind of has that Baccarat Rouge 540 kind of twist to it, but it's not a dupe of that. In addition to the BR 540 DNA, it also has like oud in it and some deeper notes to it. And it's really nice, but like I said, I've only worn it like once or maybe twice. Next up is Taffa Ragba. This one I have had for a while. I typically like to wear this one to bed, but it is sweet and smoky. It does not have tobacco as a note, if I remember correctly, but it kind of gives off that same type of vibe, and I believe that's the oud in this fragrance. This is a fragrance where you don't really need to be scared of the oud. It's kind of a smoother, more toned down oud, and it's beautiful. If I had to think of anything that it reminded me of, I would say Tobacco Vanille from Tom Ford. They are not dupes, but I feel like if you like that one, you would definitely like this one. Next up is Laura Mercier, and this is from the Eau Gourmand collection, and this is Ombre Vanille. This is a amber and vanilla scent, as the name would imply, but the amber in this is very like lightweight. I almost feel like it should be maybe called like caramel amber vanilla. I don't know if caramel is an actual note in here, but that's what it smells like to me. A very lightweight amber caramel vanilla mix that's done very well. It's kind of a softer scent, and it has a translucent quality about it that makes it easy to wear. And then I have one from La Vanilla. This is Vanilla Summer. I don't wear this as much as I should, but it is a vanilla that is accented by tropical notes. I believe there's some coconut in here and maybe some sort of tropical fruits or flowers in here as well, but it's like a summertime fun vanilla. All right, on to the M's. The first M house that I have is Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and the very first one I have is none other than Baccarat Rouge 540. This is the X-Straight version. This is the one I prefer out of the two, and I love this. I don't even know if I need to explain it at this point. I mean, are y'all tired of hearing about Baccarat Rouge 540 yet? I'm kind of tired of hearing about it. I kind of wish people stopped talking about it, and then maybe I will wear it more. But it is a gorgeous scent. If you compare it to the Eau de Parfum, this one is definitely a little bit sweeter, a little more dense, and has that touch of almond that makes it stand out. So yeah, I love this, but I don't wear it as much as I feel like I should. Next up is Gentle Fluidity Gold, and this one is one that kind of surprised me. I didn't expect to like it as much as I do. It is a vanilla that is accented by some herbal touches like juniper berries, and it has this lightweight kind of sparkling feel to it, but it lasts a long time and people definitely smell it on you, but it's not an overpowering scent. Great for day to day, but it still can be like really special. I get a ton of compliments when I wear this. Next up is Grand Soir, which I've talked about so many times, but this is the beautiful, smooth, sweet amber scent, resinous amber, and yeah, just beautiful scent, perfect for nights out, cold days, men or women, doesn't matter. Love this one. Next house I have is Maison Martin Margiela, and these are all fragrances from the replica line. The first one I have is Beach Walk, and this one smells like the beach, smells salty and sweet and vanillic and coconut, and just smells like, you know, that type of thing. This one is very popular, but I didn't wear it that much in 2020, but I did wear it a ton before 2020. Next up is By the Fireplace, and this one smells like you are sitting by the fireplace roasting marshmallows. I always compare it to my favorite candle from Bath & Body Works, which is Marshmallow Fireside. To me, this smells like the perfume version of that. I believe chestnut is a note in this, and then it definitely smells smoky and sweet all in the same go. And I think this can be worn equally as well by men and women. Next up is Fun Fair Evening. This one is discontinued, and I forgot to mention this, but I did a whole video on this line, so make sure you check that out if you want to know more information about these fragrances. But this one smells like a carnival pretty much, so it has that popcorn note, but it's still sweet and caramel, like caramel popcorn is what it makes me think of, and funnel cakes. So yeah, that's Fun Fair Evening. The next one is a Jazz Club, and I actually had like a regular bottle of this and it broke. So I decanted what I could save into this bottle that I just ordered from Amazon. And then I just stuck my label on here so I would know what it was. But this is a spicy, slightly sweet, but not really sweet, but a slightly sweet, spicy scent that kind of smells like you're in a jazz club. Don't wear it very often. And I think it's because the bottle that it's in, just, I don't know. I just never really reached for it, but it is really nice. I believe there may be some amber in here as well. Next up is one of my all-time favorites, and this is Lipstick On. This is a powdery makeup scent. Smells like vintage makeup with some powdery iris in the background and some tonka and I believe maybe almond. But it's just really cozy, comforting scent, and it smells different than anything else I've ever smelled. My juice is very dark now because I've had this bottle for a while, but it still smells fabulous. I love this one. Next up is Whispers in the Library, and I actually meant to mention this in my like bedtime scents, like my sleeping scents. I like to wear this to bed a lot. It smells like, well, on here it says it smells like paper and waxwood, and I would have to agree. It's definitely woody. It has a little bit of waxiness to it and a little bit of sweetness to it, but I think all the things in here are just done so subtly, and they just really, really work. They really, really work together, and I think this is one you should definitely smell. All right, on to my Manceras. I have done a video on Mancera, so make sure you check that video out. But the first one I have is Oud Lemon Mint. This is a citrusy, oudy scent that is kind of more on the masculine side, but I happen to really like it. I do think that this could be polarizing, so you would want to smell this. Probably not a safe blind buy, but I happen to really, really like it. Next up is the newest Mancera in my collection. This is Choco Violet, and it smells like chocolate flowers, but in the best way possible. It definitely smells edible. Reminds me of something, some sort of like chocolate delicacy at New Year, or not New Year's, at that you would receive during Valentine's Day or something, but it's really nice and sweet. Next up is Mancera Holidays, and this is a coconut suntan lotion type smell, but it is like a thicker scent. So this is like a heavier sunscreen smell than some of the other ones in my collection, and I really like it. I believe it has tiare flower in there as well, besides that coconut. Next up is Instant Crush. I feel like I've talked about this a ton. Gets compared to Baccarat Rouge 540. It's not a dupe in my opinion. This is a lot thicker than Baccarat Rouge 540, and it just has more to it, like more, it's spicier. It is, I don't know if incense is a note in here, but it definitely smells like there's some incense in here as well, some woody notes, in addition to that saffron and I believe ambergris that Baccarat Rouge 540 has. Next up is Velvet Vanilla, and this is a sweet tuberose scent. I think it smells kind of bubblegummy, like a bubblegum tuberose. I actually really like this, but I don't wear it enough. I need to wear this one more often, but every time I wear it, I do get compliments and it lasts all day. My last Mancera is a Wild Cherry, and this one is a nice cherry scent that does not smell like cough syrup. It smells like cherry with a bit of deepness to it and also a bit of fizziness to it. So oftentimes I will see, or I'll smell cherries that are more, or cherry fragrances that are more fizzy like soda. This one kind of combines the fizziness of a soda also with the deep darkness of maybe something like Lost Cherry. Now, this is not a dupe for Lost Cherry. This is its own fragrance. They smell different, but this one is really good. And if I had to rank my cherry fragrances, this would probably be number 2. Of course, Lost Cherry is going to be number 1, but I love this one, and it lasts literally all day. The next house that I have is Molinar, and I have one fragrance from the brand. It's called Vanille Fruité. This is a nice summertime vanilla that smells very tropical. I believe there may be some tropical fruits mixed with the vanilla. I can't think of what fruits right offhand, but I love this one, and it's a different take on vanilla. And then the last fragrance in this video is from Montal. I only have one Montal fragrance now, and this is Sweet Oriental Dream. And this is amazing. It smells like, I usually call it like my sexy baby powder scent, but I believe the notes in here are like honey, almond, and I don't know what else, but it's definitely like a honey almond powdery scent, and it just smells so good and comforting, and I love it. And it lasts all day, and it projects, so love this one. So that is it for part 3. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully I didn't talk too fast and I gave you a little bit of information on each of the fragrances, but I will see you guys in part 4, which should be the last part of my fragrance collection. So see you then.